Welcome to this 10th edition of Seanergy here in Nantes. I'm happy to launch this video report. That's true.
True.
Well, I guess it's both.
I don't know.
Vrai, si on réussit l'appel d'offres numéro 10, il est attribué dans les délais, que ça permet de remobiliser tous les acteurs. C'est un changement d'échelle considérable.
We are really changing scale in terms of process. It's not anymore a single tender for a single project. It's an integrated tender for more than 10 sites and a global capacity of 10 gigawatts.
Marine energy is definitely scaling up in Europe.
It's very clear. You see it on all statistics. In the North Seas, of course, on offshore wind, but also in the southern part of Europe, in the Atlantic, thanks to France, in the Mediterranean as well.
UK is developing a lot of wind energy, Poland as well.
And we see emerging nations like Italy and Spain starting marine renewable energies as well.
In France, it's time 10 in 10 years. So we can say this is scaling up indeed.
It's a new source of independent energy, but we are not at a good rhythm. We are too slow in reaching the targets.
9%. The offshore wind farm of Saint-Brieuc is producing the equivalent of 9% of the electricity consumption in Brittany.
My figure is 3 gigawatts because RTE has delivered 3 gigawatts of offshore wind connections already in France.
Cet après-midi, on va présenter des chiffres sur l'emploi, l'investissement et le chiffre d'affaires. Pour y donner un chiffre emblématique, c'est qu'on est repassé en dessous de 8000 emplois. C'est la première fois que le chiffre de l'emploi diminue. C'est pas une fatalité. C'est l'AO10 qui permettra de repartir à la hausse et d'atteindre les ambitions du pacte éolien en mer qui était 20 000 emplois en 2035.
For this 10th edition, we are pleased to receive Mrs. Tine van der Straten from Wind Europe. Let's listen to her.
We need to boost supply. We need a lot of electricity because this will make us secure as a European Union. The wind cannot be held hostage in the Strait of Hormuz. So energy security through electrification is the key message. I think everyone in Europe today is concerned by the fact that there is a war somewhere across the world and that we feel the consequences at home. We are so vulnerable because we are exposed every day to a large use of fossil fuels. So the import of fossil fuels makes us very, very vulnerable today. But the good thing is there is a solution, and the solution is to build more wind, to invest in renewable energy, and that we use a lot more electricity. So electrification, using more electricity, building more offshore wind will make us much more resilient than we are today. The biggest opportunity for Europe is energy security. This is energy that we can build ourselves. We will produce energy in our own waters, and we will bring this electricity to people's homes, to companies, and also to the industries. And the added benefit to that is that it will create a lot of work for a lot of people across Europe. Every offshore wind turbine that is installed will bring an additional benefit of more than 4 billion to the European economy. People underestimate maybe today how big the wind energy industry is today. It's not just the wind turbine that is built into our waters, but it's also the manufacturing of the wind turbine that can take place here in Europe. It's all the services that come with it. It's a huge value chain that is today anchored in Europe. That can be much bigger also. And so I would say to all young people that are today in school, and specifically also to girls, choose science, choose STEM, and come and work with us in the wind energy industry. In 2036, if everything goes according to plan, we will have much more offshore wind than we have today, because we have decided in the beginning of the year, governments, but also the industry, all of us together, that we will build 15 gigawatts of offshore wind every year. That means, from a governmental perspective, that they need to launch these auctions. Today we are here in France and we see already good examples here. We are waiting 2 tenders that will be announced, that will be be launched still this year for additional 10 gigawatt. So if all these things will be built, then we will be far more independent in 10 years' time. It also says that as an industry, we need this stability. If we have this stability, we can easily invest. We have the money, we have the skills, we have the technology, and what we can bring to Europe is resilient electricity.
Seanergy awards and poster ceremony are always an essential moment of the edition. Let's listen to the winners.
Thank you. I'm a bit surprised. I was not expecting it. It's a lot of work I did, and I'm really happy that it was awarded. We have a lot of concerns in France about floating offshore wind farms and offshore wind farms in general. So we did a previous survey to discuss with local people in France, but also in the US. Then we just wrote the main concerns and did another survey, which is this one. And the idea was to try to measure the acceptability of local people and their willingness to pay for eco-engineering measure. For example, a structure that will promote biodiversity, enhance the local fisheries revenue, and try to minimize the impact on the seabed. So this is the survey on the poster that just summarized the results. We have several researchers that are working on the subject. In a socio-economic survey, for example, my colleague also has a poster, and he's a PhD student just beginning the subject. He will do a larger study on the whole France to quantify their acceptability and how we can measure their acceptability.
It's good for this project. Yeah, it was a long project, and to get an award for it and for all the work we've done is rewarding. Yeah. Piafenco was the first project in France to get real data from the field on birds and bats interactions with floating wind turbine. You know, it was done on the first floating wind turbine. We had information on the birds and bats' presence offshore, but not really how they would use a floater, how they would interact with the blades. So we installed a lot of sensors, got a lot of data analyzed in order to better understand how they behave in the vicinity of a floating wind turbine. The results are available online. We did 2 webinars to present it. They are on YouTube, and we also have the full result report available on the ADEME website. Ideally, yeah, we hope that the results are going to be used perhaps in 2 different ways. What we learn on birds and bats is important to better adapt probably the way we deal with it with future wind farms, but also with the monitoring protocols we've developed. We tested things more or less mature, and at the end we also reported on that, on the use of AI, on the use of cameras, of acoustic sensors, and this feedback I hope is going to be useful as well for the sector.
It's already the end of this 2026 edition. Thank you to our sponsors, our participants, our speakers, our international delegations. Thank you everyone for coming here in Nantes, and see you in 2027. And in the meantime, stay tuned.
Yeah.